Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me. Thank you, Howell. My name is Mike Ferruggia, partner in charge of the real estate division at the law firm of Bruno Trevino, and I'm bringing you the good, the bad, and the politically ugly every month. It's good to be back in person. We have a lot this month, so I'm going to jump right into it. In the good column, we have a few things in the good column. The New York City passed the local law 107 this past month, and what that does, interestingly enough, is it prohibits landlords, commercial landlords, from knowingly renting to illegal smoke shops. And what it does, as far as enforcement, if a landlord, quote unquote, knowingly rents to an illegal smoke shop, they can be imposed a fine up to $10,000 per infraction. That's huge for our clients. There's a couple of issues here. Obviously, you're putting commercial landlords in the role of law enforcement, which is one issue. Then you have other due process and breach of contract issues that come along with it. So it is sticky. So why do I have this in the good column, you ask? This is in the good column because our mayor, Mayor Adams, did not sign off on the bill. So therefore, it's in the good column. Also, so that's one thumbs up for Mayor Adams. Another thumbs up, so he gets two thumbs up in the good column for this month. If you Google his City of Yes program, Suzanne, I believe somebody will be talking about it. The City of Yes program is his program for rezoning, or revamping the New York City zoning codes to foster more housing construction. And the website is pretty robust. There are some issues with it, but it does give a nice outline of what he intends to do and how he intends to do it. Some of it is more realistic than others. So 2 thumbs up for Mayor Adams, and giving us 2 checks in the good column. In the bad, yes. Do you mind? Can I just finish off, and then I'll take questions at the end. Is that all right? Thanks. I just want to make sure I get through this stuff. So in the bad column, we have a couple things here, mostly in the residential sector. I bring this up here because many of our offices have both residential and commercial agents, and we all do need to know about this. I don't know if you guys picked up on the Real Deal article that came out last Wednesday. Basically, the who's who of luxury real estate in Manhattan are all now co-defendants of a multi-million-dollar fair housing lawsuit. Personally, brokerages as well, and you can read the article, you can read the case, the pleadings in the case. I can tell you that this is just the tip of the iceberg. What happened? Fair housing, Section 8 specifically. Does your landlord take Section 8? Oh no, I don't deal with those. Done. That's all you need to do. And now you have a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against you. And I don't know if it was by design or what, but these are the top selling. I mean, these are agents that are making 7 figures each in New York luxury real estate. So be wary of that. Also, more so in the residential, but we all do need to know about this, is that this past Friday, Governor Hochul signed off on a revision of the Property Condition Disclosure Act. It does 2 things. One, we all knew was coming. This is nothing new. It adds a litany of flood disclosures, questions regarding flood disclosures to the PCDA, but that's not what's so alarming. What's so alarming about the new bill, which will take effect in March of 2024, is that the $500 opt-out is gone. Now, New York State is compelling sellers to fill out this form. So maybe not so great for the consumer. It's great for us lawyers because real estate litigation is just going to explode. So thank you, Governor Hochul. Now for the politically ugly. You may recall 2 months ago, I reported to you about that case, this Supreme Court, New York State Supreme Court decision that held that the human rights law, the lawful source of income, was unconstitutional. If you recall, how did I leave off on that presentation? I told you that will be appealed, right? Guess what?
It was appealed.
So Letitia James has appealed that decision and going up to the appellate division to try to overturn that lower court's ruling. And lastly, on a national stage, Supreme Court, not of New York, but the Supreme Court of the United States is scheduled to decide either today or within the next 2 days whether or not they will hear the constitutional challenge to rent stabilization. So back in 2019, CHIP, which is the Community Housing Improvement Program, together with the Rent Stabilization Association, they started a suit, which, by the way, you should all know that NAR does back this suit and support the suit. They started the suit challenging the legality of rent stabilization, which has been around since the late 1960s. So for the past 50 years, it's been upheld. And the precedent, the reasoning behind the precedent was that rent stabilization does not govern, it only governs land usage, and it does not rise to the level of a taking. It's a bit of a stretch, but that's been the law of the land for the past 50 some odd years. The challenge is up again, and they hope that with the new makeup of the Supreme Court that they'll get a more favorable decision. If the court does decide to hear this case, that will dramatically affect New York City and the 5 boroughs, to say the least. So I will keep on top of these 2 cases. I will report back to you. If anyone has any questions, you can reach me directly at 631-390-0010. My direct extension is 145, but I believe we had a question.
Oh, you rent the retail space to Johnny Navash, who wants to set up a retail store, and all of a sudden business is not great, so now he decides to put in, I guess, marijuana products, and the landlord could be fined for that.
$10,000.
But you already signed the lease with the guy.
Doesn't matter. Put it in your
Hence,
usage.
hence my problems.
Hence the good news for the law.
It was not signed into law, but that's what the New York City Council is proposing, that be the law of the boroughs.
Mike, too.
Wait.
Sorry.
Everybody in order.
He's in order.
Order.
Yeah, I said in order. That one.
Okay, real quick, on that Supreme Court.
U.S. or New York?
The U.S.
Yeah.
Supreme Court. So if they hear the case, this would also affect Long Beach, Lincoln, all the locals that have, it's state, stabilization state.
It's challenging all rent
And rent
stabilization
control,
regimes.
and looking at rent control as well, because there's still rent control out there from 47. Okay, just wanted to see where that was going.
Mike, thank you for your information. I just wanted to touch on the fair housing issue that you brought up. As most of us know about Long Island Divide, which is what has driven this whole investigation throughout the boroughs, it is so important that you not only make sure you understand what are the protected classes, how you respond when it comes to source of income, all those things. They put multi-millions of dollars into these testing programs now, and it's not just the federal government or the state, it's private tester companies too. They're just trying to jam us up. So just be very much aware if you get that phone call and someone asks you how you should respond to that. And as always, we should be taking any sources of income, but just be very aware of that. And they're out in full force right now.
The New York state budget also attributed additional funds this year, a few more millions of dollars to outsource that testing. So that's a great point. Yes,
Yeah, there are 2 questions, and in the scheme of things, residentially oriented, so I don't know why I'm asking them. The property condition disclosure, as I read it, my understanding was real estate agents would not be held responsible. So with that, yeah, I can see where you're going with this. More work for you. Yes.
That's not all. It's just giving grounds for people to make a claim. And you know, the first rule of litigation is when you decide to litigate, you sue everybody, and you let them leave it up to them to get themselves out. So, are you guys going to get roped into this? Yeah.
Well, we won't, because we're commercial.
That's true.
The other one was, did you read the other day the article having to do? There was an article having to do RE/MAX went ahead and agreed to settlement, a $55 million suit. Wow. They agreed to pay. It seemed like Realogy was also one of the co-defendants on it. I don't remember who brought the suit. I didn't read it at depth.
No.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, please.
It appears the attack was on MLSs, the fact that they list commission structures in the MLSs. This was just before the holiday, so I didn't read it at length. My quick guess is somebody decided to attack this based on essentially collusion. It's back-ended collusion, would be my opinion. If you put the commission structure there and you're letting people know and you're forcing the various people that are part of the associations. So my guess is NA's going to quickly be stripping commission structures out of them MLS. I'll send it to you. It'll be something to talk about next month at 8 plus.
Thanks for making more work.
Yeah, and actually, that was gonna be my question about, what is the story with that, what's the story with the, this decision, and this lawsuit? It was, it's not Realogy anymore, it's a company called Anywhere.
It was Realogy.
I'm sorry, Realogy. It's now, I guess they renamed themselves Anywhere Real Estate, I think it's called.
Correct.
Yeah, and it's, it's the old Century 21.
Better Homes and Gardens.
Better Homes and Gardens, I think, isn't Caldwell Banker in there as well? So, yeah, anyway.
I think we had one more question.
Just a comment, I was thinking about the commissions. What the commission, this is what's happened. NAR took a stance back in August that they, when you put commission structures on the MLS, you do not have to compensate a seller's agent, a buyer's broker, or a buyer's agent. Okay, that is between you and your seller client as to whether or not you want to pay those out. Now, just recently, One Key stepped up and said, we're going to follow NAR's rules. So they just rolled that out last week. And now you will not have to put commission. You do not have to give a commission out to a selling agent. Doesn't mean a selling agent can't restructure their deal for the commission to be in there. But that's what that is all about. So we're following the guidelines of NAR because really we are unique in New York State that we still do that. A lot of other states have buyer brokers agreements and don't deal with giving commissions to the selling agent.
Reggie pays it.
Okay. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's my sheet? All right. I now turn the meeting over to none other than Mr. Paul Fetcher.
Why, thank you, Hal. I don't know what the other half of the room is, or if they're late or whatever, but I want to salute everybody here for fighting the rain. You're all awfully sweet, but I'm glad nobody melted. So good to see that. All right. Now, it's interesting when we're talking about commissions. I've been in the game long enough that every board, including